Hi, I'm Essjay Hartshorn and welcome to my video, Reducing the Signs of Aging. What if I could teach you how to slow down that aging process? What if you can finally look in that mirror with a more youthful, glowing skin looking right back at you? I am going to uncover some huge mistakes that everybody is making right now when it comes to choosing and using their cosmetics. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what toxins are and what they're doing to your skin and what toxins to avoid, so we are not fast forwarding that aging process. I'll be able to teach you how to label read with confidence, and most importantly, by the end of this, you will have discovered a new cosmetic routine which is going to slow down the aging process. I have over 2 decades of experience working in the skin health industry, so I feel that this video needs to be done. I feel like I need to share this wealth of knowledge with you. I have worked with thousands of women and businesses that are wanting to make these changes in their own life, as well as filtering this information down to their clients if you are in the makeup or beauty industry. And I am also the creator and founder of Beaumonde, which is a clean, toxin-free mineral makeup line. So who is this video for? This video is for anyone who is concerned with the signs of aging. Maybe you are hitting premenopausal and you're looking at your skin thinking, wow, I have aged so much in these last 2 years than what I did when I was in my 30s. Or maybe you are in your 20s and 30s and you want to make these changes now. You're aware that your collagen will reduce as you get older and you'll want to make these changes, so when you do hit the premenopausal or menopausal stage, you are then looking healthier and more youthful. So this is for anyone in those categories. Also, if you are very aware about what is in products, you want to live a cleaner lifestyle, maybe you are so clean when it comes to your food and your diet and you're vegan, but then when you look at your cosmetics, you've not implemented them same changes into your life, this is for you as well. Attached to this video as well, I've created a workbook because I want to make sure you're getting the most out of this video, so you are well educated to go out there and search for and find these cosmetics that are good for your skin. So you can make notes as you go through the video. You can save this video for later because there's going to be a lot of information that I'm going to be giving you, but you will have something there which will take you into that world of a new, healthier, cleaner cosmetic routine. So we're going to go through 6 lessons in this video. The first lesson is an introduction into clean beauty. So what actually is clean beauty? Now, there is so much greenwashing out there and there's so much misleading information, so for a consumer it is very difficult to identify if something is actually clean, toxin-free or not. So we're going to actually explain in depth what this is. Then we're going to go into lesson 2, which is about what toxins are in your products and what toxins to look out for that are causing you irritation, dehydration and fast forwarding the aging process. Then lesson 3 is about the hidden nasties. These hidden nasties that are probably in your cosmetic bag right now. You know, the big high street brands that have got all these hidden toxins and parabens and synthetics in there which are causing harm to your skin. Then it's about a makeup application. I'm going to teach you how to apply an everyday makeup. Now, this isn't a makeup application for these people that are wanting this really high contoured layering up technique. This is for an everyday woman, someone who wants an easy to follow, a quick and simple makeup routine. I'm going to teach you that. We're then going to go into eyes, how to create different eye looks. And then we're going to delve a little bit deeper for those that want it for more advanced techniques and how we can make different products versatile, how we can use different products for a different outcome as well. So let's get into the first lesson. Here we go. Welcome to the first lesson. This lesson is an introduction to clean beauty and toxin-free ingredients. By the end of this lesson, I want you to have a really clear understanding on what clean beauty actually is. Really understand what clean beauty is, because it is so confusing as a consumer right now to know what you are buying. Now, clean beauty for me, as a clean beauty advocate, I knew there had to be a better way. Okay, this is why I brought out my brand Beaumonde. But clean beauty for me and for my brand is to be cruelty-free, to be vegan, eco-friendly and toxin-free. Those 4 aspects to me is a clean beauty product. And this is what Beaumonde is all about, and this is what my message is all about. So when it comes to clean beauty, it is not regulated. So many brands and so many companies out there can label their brand or a product as being clean beauty. And because there are no certain tick boxes, there's no criteria to stick to, they may just have one or two clean products in there, so they can then put this clean beauty stamp on their products. But this is greenwashing, this is confusing as a consumer. And if we don't dive deep into the ingredients and really research what is in these products, we are trusting that this company is saying they are natural, they are clean, they are sustainable. So this is why I had to do this video. I had to share this information with you so you can make the better choices as a consumer. We should be eliminating parabens, synthetics, sulfates, phthalates. All these bulking agents and synthetics should be out of cosmetics if they're going to be labelled as clean beauty. Now, did you know there was a study in January 2024 on 50 top leading cosmetic companies, and they discovered that 78% of them were still testing on animals. Now, them as a company may not be testing on animals, but down the supply chain, the ingredients that are put in them products were tested on animals. All these companies sell their products in China, where they have to have animal testing to be able to sell these products in China. So this is where it can get extremely confusing as a consumer because of all this confusing and misleading information. So we really need to take a stand in terms of transparency. So what are the dangers of using toxic ingredients? Toxic ingredients are extremely dangerous to our skin. Things like sulfates, phthalates, parabens, talc, they are all detrimental to our health of our skin. It will cause irritation, sensitivity, dehydration, and what this will do, this will also slow down that collagen production. If we're slowing down that collagen production, we are then aging our skin so much quicker than we need to. There are also a lot of toxic ingredients out there that are in products that have studies done on them and found that this can cause hormonal imbalance. It can cause endocrine disease, and some are labelled as a possible carcinogenic. So there are so many toxins that we need to be aware of, and we need to eliminate these from our cosmetics to be able to have a healthier lifestyle and a healthier skin. There has been a huge shift over these last few years where people are now demanding more transparency, and this is why I created this video, and this is why you'll see so many videos like this on YouTube, informative videos about what clean beauty actually is. And it's these millennials and Gen Z that are coming in that are demanding complete transparency. They are wanting to know exactly what they are putting on or in their bodies. And this is why Beaumonde was created. Beaumonde was created, a makeup line that I am the founder of, was created because I wanted to make sure if I promised you clean beauty, I was hitting all those 4 aspects of clean beauty, being cruelty-free, vegan, toxin-free and sustainable. And that is what we should be demanding as consumers. But because it is not regulated and because we can't take on the cosmetic world, this is why I've put together this video for you so you can make the right choices as a consumer. So what are the benefits of using toxic-free ingredients? The benefits of our health of our skin. Studies show that women that use chemical-packed ingredients on their skin will age quicker, because they're causing sensitivity, irritation, which is leading to dehydration, and all of this is going to slow down that collagen production and fast forward that aging process. And we don't want to do that. Our collagen starts reducing anyway when we hit different milestones in our age, so we don't want to be adding to that. We also may have people that are suffering with a lot of breakouts, a lot of spots, a lot of hormonal changes at the time of the month. If you are using products that are jam-packed with parabens and sulfates and bulking agents, this is going to dehydrate your skin, which you may think, oh, that's okay, I don't mind dehydrating my oily skin. Wrong. If you are dehydrating an oily skin, your body is going to do what it only knows how to do and produce oil to hydrate your skin. therefore giving you more spots, therefore giving you more breakouts, and then you're on this downward spiral. So we have our skin health. Our skin health is going to benefit from using toxin-free ingredients. We also have the ethical point of view, not advocating tests on animals, not using animal byproducts, making sure that our ingredients in our products are ethically sourced. And we also have sustainability. You know, are our ingredients, are our products that we are buying, are they sustainable? Are they refillable? Are we adding to this huge issue that we have with cosmetic packaging being on landfill? It's one of the biggest contributions of landfill cosmetic containers. So choosing a clean, on all four aspects, like I've said many times, a clean brand or a clean product is going to tick all of those boxes for your skin, ethically, and sustainability as well. And this is why I created Beaumont, because all them boxes had to be ticked. As a clean beauty advocate, this is why I created Beaumont. I use my skin health experience as well as the problems that we are facing right now when it comes to consumers being brainwashed with what actually is clean. You can use a Beaumont lipstick all day, every day, and your lips will become more hydrated. By using a foundation every day, your skin can breathe. It can breathe, the pores won't get blocked, and it will feel more hydrated. This is what we should be choosing when it comes to cosmetics, because a lot of people out there think, I don't want to use makeup every day because it's bad for your skin. No, the wrong makeup is bad for your skin, but a fully clean cosmetic line is good for your skin. And it will hydrate the skin. It will slow down the aging process, because we are not jam-packing our pores and our skin with parabens and synthetics. So now you should really understand what clean beauty means. So you're not going to get confused when you see marketing and when you see brands and products out there that have this stamp on or labeling themselves as clean beauty in the description. You will now know that you need to check a little bit further. You need to look at if they're ticking all those boxes for it to be truly clean and good for your skin and good for your health. It's a lot of information to take, and you're probably thinking now, right, I know this, but how can I actually find these products and what do I look for? Therefore, what we're going to do now, we're going to go into the next lesson, which is about toxic ingredients. I'm going to uncover some toxic ingredients that you need to be looking out for, why we need to be avoiding them, and what ingredients we can be looking for instead. So join me on the next lesson, guys. So before I get into this next lesson, I want to do a visual experiment for you. I want to show you visually what is happening to your skin. Okay, so you may have an amazing skincare routine, you may eat all the right things, you may take supplements, collagen, have the best skin health and food health routine there is. But I want to show you what bad cosmetics and what toxin-loaded cosmetics are doing to your skin. So watch this. So welcome to my little experiment. Now I want to do this because I want to give you a visual representation of what is happening to our skin when we are using toxins. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you two different age types. So this here is a skin, probably like my skin, age 35 to 45. Slight signs of aging already, collagen production has slowed down. And this here is a skin in the prime, 25 years old, so collagen does start to slow down the collagen production at 25, but the signs are not as visible. So they're two different skin types, okay? So let's go with this one first. So this here is somebody who's 35 to 45. It'd probably be a little bit darker if you're a little bit older. So this is your skin. I'm going to pop this in here. So starting to age, slight signs of aging to the skin. Now you may say to me that you have an amazing skincare routine. You use all the right products on your skin. So this is your skin health. So we're going to start to dilute this. So this is your skincare, okay? You might say, I've got an amazing diet, I eat well, I'm very healthy. Great, okay, add more of that in. You may even say, I take supplements daily, I activate the collagen, I take collagen powder every single day. So here we go, here's our supplements, all of this. Okay, so we have started to dilute and make that skin clearer, make that skin healthier. Now, what if we was then to use cosmetics on our skin which are jam-packed with toxins?
So let's say we have a few little parabens thrown in there, okay? Then we have some talc, some bulking agents to make that foundation, to make that concealer more silky and to create more coverage. Right, great, okay? Let's add more of that in. Then we have parabens, we have more things, more toxins that are going to dehydrate, irritate, aggravate the skin and deplete that collagen. Add more of that in. So as you can see now, give it a little swirl. I've not got my stirrer. As we can see now, our skin is not looking as healthy. So no matter how good our skincare regime is, our diet, our supplements, no matter how good that is, we still can't cancel out the toxins that we are putting on our skin. So that is a visual on what is happening to the skin. So let's now try with a really young, healthy 25-year-old skin. So here we go. This is a gorgeous 25-year-old skin. The collagen at 25 the collagen production does start to slow down, but you'll probably not notice any signs of aging at that age, okay? So this is our gorgeous 25-year-old to 30 skin, let's say, or even younger. So you're in a position now where you are concerned about skin health. You're wanting to have healthier skin and you don't want to age as quick as, let's say, people around you. So you have an amazing skincare regime. You use all the right products on your skin. You start to take supplements. Maybe you're a bit of a health freak. You train, you exercise, you eat. You're a vegan, you know, you eat very, very well. You have an amazing diet. Amazing. Our skin is now looking fabulous, okay, with everything that you are doing. But then it comes to your makeup. So you start using a few products which are jam-packed with toxins. You've got a few things in there that are irritating the skin. You have a few products that have got talc. You know, you like that really flawless look when you do your makeup. So you've got these products that have got talc in to give you that really silky, flawless look. So a bit of talc in there. More things to irritate your skin, more parabens, more synthetic products that are in there that are aggravating your skin. So what you have now done, at the age of 25, your skin is amazing. You are doing all the right things when it comes to your diet, your health, your supplements and what you are doing, but then you go and put toxins on your skin. You have just fast forwarded that aging process, you've started to deplete that collagen and your skin is now going to start to age quicker. So I wanted you to see this because I wanted you to really have a visual representation of what these toxins are doing to our skin. So we have to take on board these lessons that I'm teaching you to either stop the aging process before it starts and really get on top of that, or if you are already aging, you are 45, 50, 55, yes, it would have been amazing to start this when you were younger, but the opportunities and the awareness around toxins wasn't there. So there's no time like the present to start looking at your toxins and start making the right choices when it comes to what cosmetics you're using on your skin, because we don't want to look like this. Hi guys, and welcome to the next lesson. This is about toxic ingredients that are aging your skin. Now before I get into the lesson and start going through these common culprits and these common ingredients that we see, I want to let you know that some of these, obviously if they're causing irritation and dehydration, skin sensitivity, what this actually does, this will fast forward the aging process, because a dehydrated skin will always age 10 times quicker than a really hydrated skin. So just because it causes dehydration, irritation of the skin, you may think, well, that's okay, it's not aging my skin, and that's incorrect, because this will deplete the collagen. So we have to eliminate these ingredients to keep our skin as hydrated as possible and to be able to keep that collagen production as active as possible, so we are not adding to that aging process. Now, a lot of these ingredients that I'm going to go through with you today have also studies and research has shown that these are causing other complications, other health risks as well. So I will be touching on that. So the first one that I want to go through is parabens. Now, we may have heard a lot about parabens and people saying paraben free, which is amazing. Cosmetic companies now are jumping on board with eliminating parabens from their cosmetics. But if a product doesn't say paraben free, I want to teach you on how you can actually clearly see this in the ingredients. Now, it won't just say parabens. It will start with a word and then end with parabens. So what you will see methyl parabens, ethyl parabens, propyl parabens, butyl parabens, and isobutyl parabens. So it will always end in the word parabens. It will never just say parabens. So that is a really good way of actually going through an ingredients list and seeing these common culprits. So what are parabens used for? Parabens are used to preserve the shelf life. So you will find this a lot in like more liquid-based products, so products that contain water. You'll find parabens a lot in them, and what it does, it prevents the risk of mold, which obviously we do need in our ingredients because we don't want to be harvesting bacteria or having mold that can produce in these products, but that is what it is used for. But there are alternatives, there are natural alternatives. Now, parabens cause skin irritation. They are extremely irritable to the skin, they cause sensitivity, and they will fast forward the aging process because that will be dehydrating the skin. Now, parabens also have other health risks involved, okay? It has been tested and people are looking into it that it can mimic mimic estrogen in our skin as well, which can cause problems for our hormones. And also there are studies undergoing as we speak where it can connect to causing reproduction problems or the risk of cancer. Now, even though none of these right now are conclusive, there are studies being done as we speak to actually look deeper and go further into this. Now, your alternatives that you will find in products, and these are the great alternatives to look for on an ingredients label, are things like grapefruit seed extracts, rosemary extracts, vitamin E. These are ingredients that are natural preservatives. These can be added in these products to give a natural preservative and extend that shelf life, so we don't need parabens in our products. Another big ingredient that has to be avoided in our cosmetics and our products that we are using is PTFE. Now, this stands for polytetrafluoroethylene, okay? Polytetrafluoroethylene. Very hard word to say. Now, it won't just say that on the label, or it won't just say PTFE. What you will find is you will see it ending in fluoro or perfluoro. If you see an ingredient ending in fluoro or perfluoro, this has to be avoided. Now, this product itself has not, it may be a slight irritant, but this product itself is not necessarily harmful. But it belongs to what is called the forever chemical family. So it persists in the environment and it persists in the skin, okay? Now, because it persists in the environment and persists in the skin, it can actually degrade into another ingredient which is extremely harmful. Now, this other ingredient is PFOA, which is closely linked with cancer. Okay, you can do your own research on this. So because it persists in the environment and it can degrade into this is why this has to be removed from our cosmetics. Now, this is added into ingredients because it gives a really nice silky feel to our products. It gives that really silky, nice, smooth feel. So this is why it's really appealing as a foundation, as a liquid product, but it is extremely dangerous, okay? So yes, it is a slight irritant to the skin, but it is what it can turn into that is the problem. Now, the alternatives to this are things like boron nitrate, mica, rice or cornstarch, kaolin clay. These are all natural ingredients that are good for the skin, that are used in replacement, and you will see these in your more natural based products and cosmetics. So that is something that has to be avoided. So look out for that PTFE. Look out for any ingredients that ends in fluoro or perfluoro, and that will be able to show you that that has got PTFE in and has to be removed. Let's talk about talc. Now, talc is used as a bit of a bulking product, okay? Now, it may be on the label as talc, but it also may be disguised as magnesium silicate as well. It is the same thing. Now, the reason why talc is extremely popular is because it helps absorb oil. So it is used in used in foundations and products because it helps absorb the oil. So it gives that mattifying look, and it also stops caking. So it stops products caking into those lines and wrinkles. So as a customer, a consumer, it is extremely appealing when you are actually using it. Now, talc is an irritant to the skin. Talc dehydrates the skin, it dries out the skin. Even though when you are using it you don't feel this is what it can do. Now, the reason why talc has to be eliminated is because if it is not purified correctly, it can have traces of asbestos in there. Yes, asbestos. And we all know what asbestos can do to our skin. So if you've got a product which is a powder product, it's a loose powder, and it has got talc in there and it's not been purified correctly, you have then possibly, or you could have traces of asbestos. Asbestos is closely connected with respiratory problems, lung cancer, and other breathing difficulties. So this has to be eliminated. Now, you have got alternatives. Obviously, there are alternatives with all of these toxic ingredients. Your main alternatives would be your boron nitrate, silica, mica. All of these are all natural alternatives that are put in product that will give that smooth look. They will help with that mattifying appearance and stop products caking. So we don't need talc. So we have to remove talc. We have to look at those ingredients, and if we see talc or we see magnesium silicate, it has to be removed from our cosmetic routine because it is causing not just irritation, it has the possibility of causing a lot more health damages to our skin and our body. So let's talk about phthalates. Phthalates is another big one which is highly irritable for the skin, and this is just put in ingredients, just put in products to give fragrance, okay? That's all it is. And sometimes this can be hidden in the fragrance section on an ingredients label. So phthalates or phthalates, it's PHTH, okay? Now this is the same as parabens. You'll not just see phthalates, you will see a word beginning with D and then phthalates afterwards. So you'll see diethyl phthalates, dibutyl phthalates, and dimethyl phthalates, okay? Or it could be in code form, so DEP, DBP, and DMP. Very confusing. Okay, so phthalates, like I said, is just put in there to give it a nice smell. That is it. It's used in a lot of nail polishes. It's used in, if you've got a gorgeous lipstick which smells absolutely stunning, you can smell it 'cause it's right under the nose. It more than likely has had phthalates put in there. Now this is highly irritable for the skin, extremely irritable. So it causes sensitivity, dehydration, irritation. But the reason why this is advised not to use in any product is because it is closely connected with endocrine disorders and endocrine problems. So it is not just affecting our skin, it can be absorbed into our body and affect other health risks. There's other health risks involved with this as well. And it is just used as, it is like a solvent. It's a solvent which is used just to enhance the fragrance, to enhance the product. But as you know, there are so many natural, there's so many other natural things that can be used instead. You've got so many essential oils, you've got, you know, plant extracts, your resins and your gums, which can actually act as a really nice natural scent, which can be added into these products. So make sure when you're looking at your labels, you are looking out for those DEP, the DMP words, and phthalates. Anything ending in phthalates needs to be avoided from your cosmetics. So here is another one which is a little bit controversial, okay? Now the reason why it's controversial is because this product itself is good for the skin, okay? It is good for the skin, but so many people are wanting it out of cosmetics because of the possibility of other health complications. So this is titanium dioxide. Now titanium dioxide on a label will read CI 77891, okay? That is the actual coding for titanium dioxide. Now titanium dioxide gives a really nice silky feel to the skin. It has natural UV protectors, and it also it allows us, it feels very hydrating. It is hydrating for the skin. Now the reason why titanium dioxide is in the limelight a lot at the moment is because of the risk with it being airborne. So if you have got a product that is not a loose powder, so you have got a foundation or you've got some lip products, eyeshadows, but it's not in a powder formation, then titanium dioxide will be safe for you, okay? But if you have got something in a powder form, like the mineral cosmetics that I sell, Beaumont range, you get in a powder form where it can be airborne, this is linked to be a possible carcinogenic because we can breathe this in. So people are wanting to completely eliminate titanium dioxide. When I launched Beaumont, the actual ingredients, most of the products should have had titanium dioxide in. And because of this, I opted to remove that completely from any of my products because Beaumont predominantly is a mineral makeup loose powder range. So this was something that I did not want to be connected with. Now, don't get me wrong, the amount of powder that's got to be loose in the air has got to be a lot because for it to cause those effects. But why risk it, okay? A lot of people that are using a powder mineral base, they don't want to risk it having titanium dioxide in because of that possibility and that connection of it being a carcinogenic. So this is something that we have to avoid as well. But in terms of quality for the skin and the effects on the skin, it is good for the skin, okay? Now there are alternatives if you don't want to have that risk and you don't want to have titanium dioxide in your products. You have got mica, boron nitrate, zinc oxide. All of this is extremely good for the skin, so these can be used instead of. So I appreciate that is a lot of information to take in, and now you know it's all there in your workbook on what ingredients you need to be avoiding for your health and for your skin and to slow down the aging process. But you might be thinking to yourself, right, this is great, but this is a lot of information. I'm just going to end up not wearing any makeup at all because this is so much information to take in. Therefore, this next lesson, I'm going to show you how you can actually analyze ingredients very quickly in seconds so it can show you the good, the okay and the bad, so you can make quick, easy choices when it comes to your cosmetic routine. See you in the next lesson, guys.
Welcome to the next lesson, guys. This is about the hidden nasties in your cosmetics. A lot of these may be sat in your cosmetic bag right now, but what I'm going to do with this lesson, I'm going to do some screen sharing with you and I'm going to show you how you can check these products yourself. I do want to educate you how to label read and how to actually find these ingredients that should instantly be a red, be a no, okay? But a lot of these products can be quite mammoth in terms of their ingredients list. So this way we can copy and paste the ingredients from some well-known high street products. We can paste it into this green beauty checker and that will do the work for us, okay? So this will give us a 3-color rating, whether it's good, whether it's okay or whether it's harmful. Now with this, it will tell us whether this product is approved, whether it is a green product, and it will also tell you the individual ingredients on whether that specific ingredient is harmful to our skin and why it's harmful to our skin, or whether it's harmful to the environment. So I'm going to do that now with you guys. I'm going to screen share and go through some top high street products with you so you can see how I can do these checks. I will also share this link with you so you have this to hand at home so you can do your own research. Let's go. So I'm going to start off with this product here. Now I've done this check for a couple of my clients before. It seems to be quite a popular high street brand. It's quite affordable. So all I am doing, this is information that you can find on the internet, okay? So this is just information that we can find. We can put that into our checker and then we can find out what products are in there which are causing harm to our skin. So this is the foundation, as you can see. We're going to scroll all the way down to this section here and we're going to copy and paste this. And then what we're going to do from there, we're going to go onto a website which is called EcoGoLick. Okay, and it's there at the top. I will put the link in the description. So ecogolick.com, and this is a toxic ingredient checker. So from here, we would just paste the ingredients in there and we would start our analysis. So this is what it comes back with. So some of the products that are in the lighter grey are obviously not coming up as ingredients. But then we have this 3-color system, okay? So we have got our green, which is good. Our yellow colour, is that right? The yellowy limey colour, which is okay. And then the purple ones are the ones which are harmful. Okay, if we scroll all the way down here, it would then say here that this product, the ingredients in this product, is not approved by EcoGolic. Okay, so the composition of this product contains bad ingredients. So if we just wanted to go into a couple of these and find out why, okay, so we can click on each of these. We can find out obviously what it is used for. Obviously, this is a silicone-based skincare product, sun protection product. It's used for makeups. It is a synthetic product, and it says possible allergic reaction. So it's labeled as being toxic. Now, I do want to go back because I want us to find. Oh, here you go. So we've got this one here. This one is obviously the use for conditioning for skin and hair. It is silicone derived, causes strong irritation in case of eye contact. So this ingredient is going into a foundation which potentially will be used obviously around the eyes, and it has got a high risk of irritating the eyes. And it also causes environmental pollutions because of the microplastics. Now, you may not be too bothered about the environment, or you may be. Everyone's different when it comes to when they're obviously consumer choices, but it is something that obviously will give you that information as well. I do want to just go through these to give you a breakdown. See this here, okay? BHT. Which I don't think I would like to try and pronounce that. But this here is a potential carcinogenic, can cause allergic reactions and skin irritation, can cause endocrine disorders, which is limited proof. Now, I do want to actually say, when something is labelled as a possible carcinogenic or possibly harming the hormones, a lot of the time there is a lot of these products, there is no solid concrete evidence of this. But what has been done, there has been an investigation opened about this ingredient, and they have then continued through further testing and probably still are going through further testing. So it does say limited proof. So I don't want you to think this product here is going to cause, it is a carcinogenic in itself. You have to obviously read it correctly. And with it saying limited proof, it means that there is nothing set in stone which is solid where they can actually prove that this has caused or will cause this problem. But the fact that it's being tested is obviously something that you want to be extremely aware of. So you can see here, there's a lot of products in here which are fine for the skin. Mica, it does say titanium dioxide in here, which is obviously a choice for a lot of people, because titanium dioxide, this is saying it's safe when it's used as directed, but there's a lot of people out there that don't like using titanium, especially if it's in a loose form, because obviously in a loose form then it can be inhaled. And there is studies showing whether this is safe for us to inhale as well. So there may be some products on there which are approved and you think, well, I'm fine with that because titanium dioxide, it is in a lipstick. So obviously it's not going to be airborne. And this obviously is in a liquid foundation. So it's not going to be airborne. But if you was looking for a powder-based product and it was in there, then you may obviously think twice. Magnesium sulfate. This is safe when used when intended. It's an anti-inflammatory stabilizer. So it is labeling all these in different ingredients. So that is one of the products. That is one of the leading high street products. But what obviously alarms me is that it is not approved. Okay, so this has obviously done the testing. When you look at the amount of products which aren't good for you, and the main thing are causing irritation. This one here, it states that it's used a UV filter. It's toxic. It causes endocrine disorder. So this actually say causes endocrine disorders, and it doesn't say that there's limited proof. So you can go further with this, and you can actually then research this ingredient to see what concrete evidence there is on there. But to do that with every single product would obviously be extremely exhausting. So this is a really quick way to check the products that you've got. So I'm going to go on to another big high street brand. This is a popular product. It is a concealer. And it says here, looking at, yeah, ingredients may change from time to time. But if we then was to go into here and highlight the ingredients list, we can then come back to our, come back to our toxic ingredients checker, paste this in there and start analysis. So let's have a look. There seems to be in here, I'll probably say a little bit more of the purple, okay? Things that stick out to me as irritants. See, this is the thing. When you've got an ingredient with a lengthy name like that, that is something that, you know, I would still stay well clear of. It's an antioxidant agent, reduces the amount of preservatives used. It's toxic and it's got irritant action. Now, this obviously is put in a product because this is to be used as a what's the word I'm looking for? This is to use the preservatives to actually give a longer life for product. So obviously, if something is in a liquid form, you need something to preserve the shelf life, because if not, you'll produce mold. But there is alternatives, like we said in lesson 2. There is alternatives, natural alternatives out there. Coconut oil, products, grapefruit seed, vitamin E. There is natural preservatives that can be added rather than your artificial ones. If we go on to which other one looks see, same again, this says limited proof. So this does say that this product here, BHT, is a potential carcinogenic, can cause allergic reactions and skin irritation, and can cause endocrine disorders. You know what, when you actually read this, it's quite alarming that all these ingredients are in the products that you are putting on your face daily. And there's so many people out there that probably live a really healthy lifestyle. They're very aware of what they're putting in their skin on a day-to-day basis. You know, you may not necessarily be a vegan, but you may have a really clean, healthy lifestyle in what you're putting in your mouth. But then what you're putting in your skin and what is absorbing through your skin and what is around the eye area, the mouth area, when you actually read this and see of what potentially it can be causing, it is extremely scary. So that is another product there. We can click on a few others and see. Okay, so this here, it's marked as a red, it's marked as a purple, sorry, but the danger, it says individual intolerances may occur. So, you know, that is not saying exactly what it is, but obviously for a more sensitive skin, then that would be obviously quite delicate for that person. There's things that are more an irritant towards the skin. And the reason why this is important to know is if you've got a product that is potentially an irritant to the skin or can cause, dryness and dehydration, this is all adding to why your skin is looking crepey, looking red, looking older, looking more sallow. You know, a dehydrated skin will age twice as longer as a really well hydrated skin. So if you're using products daily which are dehydrating your skin, you are then going to age the skin quicker. And this is what this video is obviously all about. Let's go into another one. This is a popular brand out there, very affordable brand. So this to me is something that is more advertised towards the younger generation. 100% vegan and cruelty-free, which is great to know. So obviously ticks that box for us. Ingredients. What am I doing? There we go. Right, so let's go for this one, pitch black. Let's see. Let's see what's in here. So analyze your cosmetics, and this is so easy to use, but I have done this for quite a lot of my clients and companies that I work with, and it can be quite alarming, and I don't want you to get absolutely petrified with this and go upstairs and get rid of all of your makeup, but if you're wanting to slowly become cleaner with your cosmetics, then you can replace as you go, being aware of what to look for once you finish obviously watching this video. So let's have a look here. So same again, this is a mascara which is targeted at the younger generation because of its price point. Elf is a very young brand. This here with EcoGolic said it is not approved. So let's have a look why. Nylon, okay. It's not biodegradable, so it's a microplastic, so it's not good for the environment. Oh, I've just come out of it. I'll have to copy and paste again. My bad, bear with me. Okay, so, right. Okay, so this here, polyvinyl proidone. Okay, can't pronounce half of these words, and this is a good indicator. If you can't pronounce it, then research it. It's a filming agent. It's for hair fixer, thickening foam. It's a stabilizer, which is obviously why it is used in a mascara. Danger is toxic to lungs when inhaled. Okay, so you might look at that and think, well, you know what? It's on my eyes. It's a mascara. I'm not going to directly inhale that. Okay, so you may think that's fine for me. I'm happy to use that product. We're all different in terms of what we are wanting to use. See this here, this is worrying to see. PEG 100 sterotate, okay. This is an emulsifier. Now, if you look here, this is a mascara. This is a mascara that we found, okay? So it says here, increase skin permeability, can cause irritation of the eyes and skin. So this has studies shown that it causes irritation of the eyes, and this is going on your eyes. And more importantly, probably going on the eyes of your 13, 14, 15-year-old girl. So that to be in a mascara, if that was in a lipstick, then I'd think, well, you know what, it's not so bad. But when you actually look at that and it's going to the eye area, then that's something that, you know, you need to be aware of. I keep pressing back instead of going that way. Okay. Right, here you go. Okay, so this one here. Aminomethyl propanol, pH regulator, gelatin agent, solvent, emulsifying component, can cause skin irritation, is potentially a carcinogenic. So it says here is potentially. Now it won't say that unless there has been concerns raised for it. So I'm not saying this is concrete proof, but it wouldn't just put that on any ingredient, okay? So this for me, straight away looking at a couple of these ingredients, I would stay clear of this, especially to use around my eyes, and cause skin allergic reactions and irritation. So this is obviously how you check your products. You would search for your products online. You would search for the ingredients list, and then you would put it into the checker. Okay, so what we're going to do now is going to jump over to Beaumont. Beaumont is my makeup company. It's a natural mineral makeup range, which is vegan, cruelty-free, and toxic-free, okay? So if we check on the liquid lipsticks, we can copy and paste this, put this into the checker, and it will then tell us what is in there. So as you can see here, there's some things that haven't been picked up. So this can have a separate Google search if you wish. But there's something that obviously aroma has been picked up. So it probably will say in here that obviously, yes, aroma is a natural or a synthetic, so it can't actually evaluate this. But with this being 100% toxic free, you would then reach out to the company, which I've had many people do that in the past. So if we go back to, oh, I've come out of it again. Keep pressing that back button. So here you can see, out of all the products, everything is highlighted in green, okay? It still says not approved because it doesn't have the enough information, whether that's because they need over a certain percentage of the ingredients to be checked. But when you just look at the individual ingredients, you can see the difference between one of the high street brands we compared to this as well. We can then look at some alternative products. So let's just go on to the foundation. So if we go down here, we can copy this, and then we can pop it into our calculator, our checker. and start analysis. Here we go. So straight away, it does say there's not enough information to approve or disapprove, okay? And this is because of these mineral code numbers. You can go further and search these individual mineral code numbers. So we can search this and put that into a Google search if you wanted to. But these are just different types of minerals which gives it that colour. But if you go into every single one of these, it will tell you the benefits of them, okay? Or it does say here possible allergic reactions. Obviously, there's allergic reactions to everything, but in terms of causing skin irritation or testing for any other conditions, then it's obviously good for the skin. Safe when used intended, individual intolerance may occur, which is fine. This is a binding agent. This is an antiseptic. So obviously this is put into the foundation to actually give it its, to actually stop any product kind of harvesting any mold like products do. Mica or mica, however you want to pronounce it. That's a colorant, that's natural. So all of these, when you then go on here, it is all listed as being green, okay? All being listed as green. So it just shows you the difference in products, what is in products, and how to actually search for them. And you can do this on all the products that you're wanting to purchase, okay? You can do the check, you can look at the ingredients and find out whether it is something that you feel is is suitable for you and ticking those boxes. So the website that you want to be using is EcoGolic. If you make sure that you check products, there's a lot of products out there that, it may say that it can cause irritation or can cause allergic reactions. This is because people can react to anything. Titanium dioxide is a natural product, but people can react to it. So if it just says may cause allergic reactions, then I wouldn't label that as being as harmful as what these guys are labeling it as. However, if it is saying that it causes skin irritation, or it's been tested as a carcinogenic or endocrine disease or hormonal imbalance, all of that is things that would raise alarm bells to me. So that's it, guys. That is just me uncovering some of the nasties that are in your makeup products. Some of these products out there that you are purchasing that are in your makeup bag at the moment that have these harmful ingredients. Now, I don't want you to panic. You probably will be pausing this video now and going to get your makeup bag and check in and reading all the ingredients, which is great to give you that information because we are wanting to slow down the aging process. We are wanting to have healthier, glowing skin. We're wanting to not add to any irritation, any discomfort. We also don't want our children to be going down this same path of using these products on our skin, which are harming our skin, which are going to slow down that collagen production and actually fast forward the aging process. So just have a little play with your products. Let me know in the comments though, drop me a comment below and let me know what you found and what you've discovered. And yeah, we'll take it from there. See you in the next lesson, guys. Welcome to the next lesson, guys. So as you can see, I am barefaced. I have got no makeup on, which means it's time for a makeup tutorial. So I'm going to show you today how quick and easy it is to do a full face of mineral makeup application. I'm going to be using my range Beaumont, which is a toxic, cruelty-free, vegan and refillable makeup line. And I want to re-educate you on how easy it is to use mineral-based products. A lot of people get scared when they convert to minerals because predominantly a lot of mineral-based products that are completely talc-free, sulfate-free and toxin-free are normally powders. So people think, well, powders are drying. A powder dries out the skin, a liquid hydrates the skin, which is so not the case because it's not the actual form it comes in, whether it's drying or not. It's the ingredients in there. So you can have a really nice, wet, silky, luscious liquid foundation or concealer, but if this has got loads of parabens and sulfates and bulking agents in there, this is going to dry out your skin. Where a powder base, which has got the right ingredients in, the natural extracts, the minerals, this can actually hydrate the skin. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to use. Minerals are easy to use. This is not going to be one of those videos where I'm going to teach you how to layer and contour. This is for the everyday woman that wants a quick makeup application. So perfect timing, my foundation has actually run out, okay? So this is my foundation pot, and what you do with Beaumont, you can remove the plastic sifter at the top, and you then go on to your refills, which come like this. And the reason why this is obviously amazing is because, one, you save money because you've already got your gorgeous wooden pot, and you get more grams in this, so you save money and you're saving the planet. So then this powder just simply goes in, okay? Now, when it comes to choosing a foundation shade, that is difficult. So what you can do with that is you can normally order samples. A lot of things is online now, so to actually get the right shade is extremely difficult. But at Beaumont, what we do is we actually have little sample packs where you get a couple of sachets. You can either go for the light, the medium, or the medium to dark, and you get a couple of sachets so you can test out the right foundation for you. Okay, so here we have my foundation is now filled. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with correcting. Now, I always correct certain areas. I don't like my eyes. I do have quite dark set eyes, something that I have always had, so I always feel that I need to do a little bit of work on here. And correctors, normally you have the main two correctors. You have a yellow corrector, which is for darkness, bluey purpley tones, which obviously would work around the eyes. Then you have a green corrector, which is predominantly for redness. So if anybody is suffering with rosacea, or they have a few breakouts and they need just to do a correction, they would apply this first. Now, I don't tend to get breakouts. I'm not prone to breakouts. Obviously, I've got a very good skincare routine, but it's my eyes. So this is your yellow corrector. So how we apply this is we put a little bit of the product into the lid, and then what we do is we use a brush similar to this. This is like an eyeshadow brush. It's quite a dense formation of bristles, and what we would then do is we would then apply this just to the dark area, okay? Now, you don't need to overdo this. If you overdo this and you go too wide outside of this line, it's going to look like you've got jaundice. So this only needs to be dabbed on where you have got the bluey tones. So this is what I do. I don't do this every day. If I'm doing an everyday, bombing the kids out to school, then it would just be the foundation I would go straight in with. But if I'm doing a little bit more of a coverage, I'm going out for the day, catching a coffee with the friends, or working, creating content, then I would always do my corrector. So you can go above the lid, on the inner corners here, as you can see. And you'll be probably looking at this now thinking, wow, that looks yellow. It does, but this is how correctors work. They bounce back that light, so you have to have the area looking slightly yellow. This is why we don't want to be going on to any area that doesn't need it. So you could then go in with a concealer. You could go in with a light concealer or a medium concealer. When selecting a concealer, you always need to go a shade lighter than your tone, okay? Your foundation is going to go over this, and you can even use your foundation as a concealer, but I'm going to show you obviously using this concealer today. So this is the light concealer that I use, and I would then go over the whole of this area. And with this, you can then now start to take it further out, because this is obviously skin tone, okay? This is not a corrector, this is not yellowy, so we can actually start to work further out. Now, if I'm being honest, a concealer for me is the first thing when I'm wanting a quick routine. I leave that, completely leave that, because I prefer to use my foundation to conceal, okay? But there is that option if you feel you want more of a coverage. So now we have our foundation. My shade is normally Page. However, I'm feeling quite pale at the moment.
Summer's long gone now. I had a summer holiday at the beginning of the 6 weeks holidays, so I feel like my skin is looking quite pale, so I've gone down my shade, okay? So how you would use this is you would put your product into your lid, and this is also how you would test your samples as well. You'd get a product lid and you would put your sachet into a lid as well and use from there. And then you would use this brush. So this is me concealing. So obviously I would go round my area that I don't like. As I've explained, it is my eyes, the darkness around my eyes, and I will show you this closer up once I've completed, okay? Again, concealing around the eye area, okay? And the beauty of minerals is you can just whack it on. It is not hard to use. It is not hard to use at all. When you are using a mineral foundation, it is essential that you are using a kabuki brush, okay? You will not get a good application if you are not using a kabuki brush. Now, this I've had for about 2 years. Once you buy a good one, you'll have it for a long, long time. If you're looking at a kabuki brush and you've seen one for £5–6 English, then it won't work and it won't hold the bristle. It won't hold the powder in the bristles to get a good application. So you need to be spending anything from £20 upwards to get a good kabuki brush, okay? So the powder is all in the lid. Obviously I've used some of that to conceal. Then you get your kabuki brush, and what you are doing is you are putting this into your lid and you are really loading that up, okay? Be really firm, okay? You will get a few little bits of powder that you know, drift away slightly, but the idea is that when you lift that brush up, your lid's pretty much empty and it is all packed within the bristles here, okay? A cheap kabuki brush would just fly it all over. So this now is what you would then use to go over the whole area, okay? Now, for those that want a stronger coverage, okay, so they feel that they need a little bit more, you can just reapply, okay? Minerals can be layered up. I in the past have done so many dance shows and performances where I need more of an evening look, so I need a bigger, stronger coverage, and you can just keep layering. But because you are using toxin-free ingredients, it won't clog your pores, it won't feel like it's caked up and your skin can still breathe. So just for the sake of the video, I'm just going to do another application for you. And you whiz it all over. You can be so sloppy with it, you know? So that is my base. Now, obviously I need a little bit of colour, okay? I need a little bit of bronze, need a little bit of blush, but that is my base. Now, to seal in your foundation, you've got one or two ways to go. Using a finishing powder will enable the foundation to last longer, and it also gives another added purpose. So if you have got slightly oily skin, or you are in that stage of menopause where your skin becomes quite wet throughout the day and you feel like your makeup just slides off, then you obviously need to be seeking something that's mattifying, okay? If it is just a slightly oily T-zone, you get the occasional breakout, then you wouldn't need a mattifier. But somebody who is prone to oily breakouts daily or quite a lot would choose a mattifier. If you haven't got that and you have just got quite normal skin, or your skin's slightly dehydrated, or you like a nice silky sheeny finish, then you would go for something like the Glow, which is like more of a silk finishing powder, and this will seal in that foundation and give you that slight glow or mattifying depending. Now, I don't have oily skin, never had oily skin, so this here is actually translucent, so there's no colour to it, and same with the mattifier, but sealing that in will give that soft sheen all over and enable your makeup to last all day. Now, when we go into the last lesson, I'm going to give you some little bonus tips on problematic skin and how you can actually make the minerals be a lot more versatile. So this is just the basic application. So that now is my base. I can always seal later with a translucent over the whole of the makeup once I've done it, but that is my basic base done. I would then go in with a bronzer to give myself a little bit of colour all over. So I don't like a really heavy bronze look, but I do like to look like I've got a little bit of colour. So I've actually put far too much in there. You can see here, can you see? Far too much. So let me just take some of that out. And I would use a big chunky brush. And I would then, with this one, because it is a lighter one, this is called Bronze Breeze, I would take this over the whole of the skin, okay? Because I have something, my favourite product, what I put on my cheeks, which I'm going to show you that at the end. Okay, so now as you can see, I'm going to zoom into the camera a little bit so you can see the coverage. Now I've just got my base on and my bronze. That is the coverage it has given me from a light powder mineral based foundation. So it's amazing the kind of coverage that you can get. So what I do love to do, okay, I love a little bit of glow on my cheeks, so I love a little bit of highlighter. I do like this product. It is not a highlighter, okay, it's an eyeshadow, but this is my go-to, and as you can see it is my go-to because I've hammered it, okay, and it is a cheat, it is a cheat. So all I do is I put my finger in this rose gold and I just whack that on my cheeks. You can see it looks quite heavy at the moment. Can you see here? Like a little army stripe. But I love this just on my cheekbones. Now you can opt for a blusher, but I do love that highlighter look, and it just hits that cheekbone. Oh, put a bit too much on there. And this shows how versatile it can be, because that is an eyeshadow. It's a gorgeous rose gold eyeshadow, but it can be used for a multitude of things. I'm just going to put a little bit, just so you can see, a little bit of blusher. This is the Beryl Berry blusher, okay? I'm just going to put a little bit of that so that hits my cheeks and works with that highlighter as well. And what's so nice, which you'll know this when you use toxin-free products and when you use Beaumonde, I don't feel like I've got anything on. My skin feels so silky. And you've seen how many, you know, I've done the corrector, the concealer, the foundation, the sealer on top, the highlighter, the blusher, the bronzer, and it doesn't feel caked up. I feel like my skin can breathe, and I've got this really natural coverage. You can still see my skin tone, you can still see a few imperfections, but because it's so easy, there's many times when I'm getting the kids ready for school, they're on the way downstairs, I'm thinking, ready to get the shoes on to go, and I'm like, wow, I've not put anything on, and I'm doing this without even a mirror. Walking downstairs, you know, putting this on my cheeks just as I leave the house. So it is not a hard makeup to do, okay? So what we're going to do now, I'm going to go on to the eyes, okay? Now, the Beaumonde palettes come in duo, and as you can imagine, this is obviously one of the best sellers. Everybody needs this staple product in their makeup bag. Obviously, choice of brushes. You do get a brush in here, but these brushes are better. So with this, all you would do is put your beige all over the lid. And then what we would do is we'd go in with a brown. Go in with the brown, and the best way to apply the brown, I like a softer brush. This is like a day look that I'm doing for you, okay? The best way to apply the brown is by starting at the side here and putting it into the socket, okay? So as you can see here, I'm pushing it into the socket line. So I'm not fully going onto the lid, I am getting right in that socket. And as you can see, I'm being I'm not being really precise with it because we can blend it, okay? And because this is a everyday soft makeup application, we're using very natural tones, we can do this. Same on the other side. So into that socket area. Okay. And then what we can do, blow off the excess, and then we can go over with the beige very lightly around the edges, just to blend that look in. And there you go, you can see now, it's given me that slight lift here, it's opened the eyes up slightly, and it's not overly done. Okay, so now, my eyebrows are pretty good, so I don't normally put anything on my eyebrows, but for the sake of this video, I want to show you how easy it is to do your eyebrows with a powder palette, and also your eyeliner with a powder palette. So these brushes here, the angled brush, are an absolute godsend. These are amazing for applying an eyeliner and doing your brows. Now with eyeliner, I will say a lot of people are like, no, I need my liquid, I want my nice flick, or they like that soft powder. Now using a powder palette, it doesn't jump over these fine lines. So people that want a soft eyeliner and they're stretching the skin and using a pencil, it can jump over these fine lines, and then you relax the lid and this line is then looking like this, okay? Same with a liquid. But because if you use a wet brush and apply with a wet brush, it just glides so effortlessly, and it will stay in place. It will stay in place. So first things I'm going to do is my eyebrows. Like I said, I don't normally do much, so I'm going to apply this really lightly. So using an angled brush, and this is a brow palette here from Beaumont, and these are all refillable, by the way, so when you finish your brow palette, you can then just get your replacement. And all I'm going to do, so you can tell I don't normally do these because they're now looking a little bit heavy for me. Now the wetter the brush, the darker the look, okay? So if you're wanting a really soft application, then you would have your brush a lot drier, okay? So we just whiz that over very gently through the brows that we've got and just create a little bit of densification. Then we just go in with the other brow. And do the same. I am blessed, I have got good eyebrows, but I have also had a soft shaded permanent makeup as well. So I have got good brows underneath my eyebrows. So we're going to get into the eyeliner, my favourite bit, because this will completely change the way you look at eyeliners. Now these are my brushes, I will add. So in terms of hygiene, I will be using this wet, and if you get one of these brushes and you've got them at home, you can also use it wet by licking the brush as well. Yes, I do keep my brushes clean, I do, but obviously as I'm applying my eyeliner, you know, I would just lick the brush and apply it that way. So here is my eyeliner palette. Okay, I would wet my brush. I'm being real, this is what I would do at home, okay? And this is only my makeup that I would be using on myself. Put a tiny bit just on the end. And then what you would do is you would stretch this eye here. And you would whiz across. The easiest eyeliner application you will ever use, okay? And that is it. Now if you don't like it as crisp as that and you want to blend it, then you just go in with a little brush, like a flat brush, and you just soften the edge. Just soften that edge
which looks absolutely gorgeous actually. So you can see a more softened edge on the eyeliner, okay? We'll do this one here, stretch here. And whiz over. Now everybody does say with this eyeliner, because obviously it goes on a powder and dries, they say it just stays in place all day. It doesn't budge. But I like this soft look here. So I'm just going to stretch this here and just give it a little rub just on that edge, just to soften it out. Okay? So now, mascara, finishing touches. Now this mascara is for the most sensitive of eyes, okay? When Beaumont launched, it launched without a mascara. I couldn't find the right one. I wanted to get the separation in the lashes. This is why it's the kind of like the peanut shape. But then I found the ones that was suitable for certain skins and wasn't causing irritation, didn't have the right wand, and vice versa. It took me a while, but this is really good in humidity. It's good on holiday. I've had many people that have taken it away and it's been so humid and it's stayed in place. So it isn't going to give you, it's going to separate the lashes and lengthen them slightly, but it is not one of those mascaras that is going to make you look like you've got false lashes. And the reason being, because to be able to do that, it's got to be filled with a lot of ingredients that are quite delicate for the eye area, okay? And this is all about clean beauty. It's all about clean beauty, using products that are good for our skin, looking after our skin, looking after our lashes, but creating a really nice look as we go. Now, I think that I'm doing extremely well talking while applying mascara, because normally we have the mascara face. That'll happen on the bottom, you watch. Can we see? Everyone has a mascara face. Why is it we can't talk or keep our mouth closed? It's impossible. There we go. So that is a little bit more than what I would do as an everyday look. Let's finish with the lips. Let's finish with the lips. Now this is a liquid lipstick. Very popular. They give that glossy look but without the stickiness of a gloss, and they're very quick and easy to use as well, okay? They won't last as long as a lipstick, so a lipstick will always last longer than a liquid lipstick. However, you won't get that gloss look. But this has to be one of the firm favourites because it is a gorgeous everyday look. Once it fades, it just gives that gorgeous little lip tint. And this is called Scarlett O'Hara. And there we go. As you can see, my hair needs doing, but the makeup is looking on point. So this is a everyday application of using something in every area, okay? You can use as little or as much as you want. You know, you could just whack on that foundation, whack on the sealer, bit of mascara, lip gloss and go, okay? And that is what I do most of the time. You know, my main products are my base, my finisher, I put a little bit here on my cheeks, mascara, and I'm done. I don't even bother with a lipstick or a lip gloss. But I just want to show you how easy it is. Mineral makeup, powder form makeup that is good for your skin is so easy to use. So I hope you enjoyed the video, okay? I can't wait to see you on the next lesson where I'm going to delve a little bit deeper on creating some really cool eye looks. So something where you are wanting to go more from daytime to evening and go a little bit bolder on the eyes and create a little bit of a cat's eye look. And then we're going to delve deeper into how we can, how we can make all this versatile as well. So I'll see you in the next lesson, guys. Mwah! So how do we turn this everyday eye look into an amazing smoky eye using minerals. Now a lot of people think minerals, you can't get that evening look, you can't get that glamorous look, and it is all just about a day look. Yes, it predominantly is, but if you use it correctly, then you can get that look as well. So welcome to this next lesson where we're going to go deep on creating a smoky evening eye look. So I'm actually going to be using 2 different palettes for this. So the palette which is going to freak some people out is the black and the white, okay? And then I'm going to be using the cream and the brown. Now when you're using palettes, pressed powder, you can get that brown, lighter or darker, depending on the brushes that you use. So by using a soft fluffy brush, which is obviously what we've already used in our eye, it's going to be softer. Whereas if we went in with something like this, a flat, quite dense bristle brush, then you will get a more solid look, okay, and a slightly darker look. So a little bit of a cheat, this is dead easy. A little bit of a cheat, how I love to do my eyes is just using a tissue, that's it. So what we're gonna actually do, I'm actually gonna place this tissue here, because we want the lift to come up this side, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna first go in with the brown. Now we have got a little bit on already, I know that, but this is gonna cover that and blend it all in, so don't worry about that. So we're gonna place this here, and what we're then gonna do is get this brush here. We're gonna place it and build up one side of the brush in our palette. So we've got all the product on one side. Then going from the tissue inwards, we are then going to be sweeping it over. We're going to leave about 1/2 centimetre from that brow edge, okay? And we're going to blend this in, and we're going to come almost halfway in. Okay, can we see here? We've now got a lift on that side, okay? We then can go in and do the same with the other side. So hold it here, and you're coming in from the edge and going over, leaving a little bit of a gap just under that brow, because we want to make sure that we can put either some white or some beige to lift that look. Okay, now I want to straighten this side up, because I think as I'm trying to look in the camera and in the mirror, I've not done my line in the right position, so I'm just going to go back and just alter that slightly. Okay, I'm happy with that now. So now, as you can see, we've got a strong lift either side. Now from here, it's created this look. Yes, it needs blending, it needs more work, but we have now created that look. So what I want to do, I want to then go back in with the brown and come further across. So I'm going to use a softer brush for this. Keep this here, using a softer brush, and I want to come all the way over, okay? Halfway, go halfway across, and this is just going to soften that brown base that we've created. Yeah? Same again on this side. If your tissue gets a bit mucky, grab another tissue. This is all about easy hacks, easy way to apply your makeup, okay? And don't be alarmed if your edges are looking strong. Some people might want that strong look. If you don't, we can soften it all afterwards. We can go in with the beige round the outside and soften. Now, this for me is a nice lift, but I want to go darker, okay? This might freak a few people out, so I'm going to go in with the black. Now, treat the black with caution, okay? I would always, if you've not used black before, go in with a softer brush. But this, what I want to do is I want to make the socket really dark and then blend it to the brown, because this will give that real open eye look. So I want to hold this back in place, using this brush,
Go into the black. As you can see, I have my black on here. And I am going to go over where I've been with the brown, but don't go right to the edges. Concentrate more in that socket, but still have this tissue here, okay? Still have this tissue in place. So it means it's going to catch any residue that might fall, but also it's going to stop you coming out of that really nice edge that you've created. So if you look now, comparing, got a little bit of leakage here. Comparing the density of this one to this one, it's looking a little bit denser. It's looking like there's more intensity in that socket. Okay, just going to fold that over and just neaten this edge slightly. It is extremely difficult recording eye looks because normally I'm right up in the camera, I'm right up at the mirror doing this, and obviously if I do that, you ain't going to see my face. Okay, so then I'm going to now go to this eye here. So same again, using this brush, pick up some of my black, place it here, and I'm going to go in mainly to the socket. You can see that density building. Apply a little bit more if you need to. And dab it in. You can be firm. And this is the beauty when you're doing your own. You know how firm you can go. So as you can see here, look at that lift that we've created. Look at how much more intensity we've now got by using the black. Now as you can see, we've got a lot that needs blending, okay, which is fine because this is what we're going to do right at the end. I think I need to apply just a little bit more to this edge. Let's get another tissue. Okay, place that here. I feel like we've not got that nice edge, crisp edge on this side like we have the other, so I just want a little bit more. Fabulous. If you look at that now, look at the intensity of the eyes. So we need this brush again. So you'd either go and clean it or you'd use a different brush which is similar. This is where we're going to go around with a beige just to soften all those edges. So we don't want to pick up too much product, we don't want to cover what we've done, but we want to make sure those edges are blended. So have a little bit of product, give it a little bit of a blow, and then we're going to go around the edges, making sure that we are hitting this edge here just under that brow bone, and importantly as well, this lower edge. You can add a bit of white to the lower edge if you want to. I like a little bit of white just up here, but I do feel that it can look a bit harsh, so I do like my beige. I use my beige a hell of a lot. Same again on this side. Going around the edges, picking up a little bit more powder, and we're just now creating softer edges. So now we have got a stunning wide eye. There's a little bit here that's missing. This is where my creases come in, you know. Sometimes you've got to stretch your eyes in certain places to get those creases, and I've just not obviously gone as firm on this side. There we go. So now when we look at the eyes, they are lifting out. A nice open eye. We've avoided putting a lot in the centre because the centre will make your eyes look darker, and as you know, I've got dark eyes. I don't want to be exaggerating them. Now if you wanted to add a bit of white, you can do. That is in this palette. You could just pick up a little bit of white
and you can just hit that just here, just under that brow bone. So you can see it just highlights that top edge. You don't have to. Actually, it does give it a nice finish, but it's obviously entirely to you. You have the choice in these palettes. And these palettes are refillable. So if you buy one of them and think, oh, you know what, I'm not using the white, I don't need that, but I want the black, then replace your white with a beige. You know, you can just buy your little inserts to actually make it more custom for you. And that's it. So I would just give it a little, again, go over the whole area, just soften everything. Now, I've already got mascara on because you saw I did the mascara earlier, but what I want to do, I want to actually show you a slightly more intense eyeliner. So same again, using the eyeliner palette, applying it wet, so I'd give it a little cheeky lick, and I'd stretch the eye. And with this, I actually want it to be more intense this time, okay? Because I am doing more of an evening look, so I won't blend it as much as I did when I did the everyday look that I showed you. So you can see it's more intense than this one here, okay? Just add a little bit more intensity. Give it another cheeky lick. And same again, this is optional, okay? So if you feel that you don't like that crisp look, you can go in with a brush similar to this kind of formation, okay? And just give it a little soft edge. Just soften it slightly. I do like that look. I do like a crisp look, especially when I am creating more of an evening eye look. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go in with, I want more colour on my cheeks, okay? Because my base currently is a day base. I want to have some more colour on my cheeks. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in with a bit of a blusher to get a little bit of a pinky tone there. And then I'm going to go in with a highlighter as well. So here is my blusher that I enjoy using. I'm going to use a slightly smaller brush because I do want more intensity than what I would do with a day look. So normally the smaller brushes will give you a little bit more intensity, and I'm going to add that here. Now, I am a sucker for a nice pigmented kind of highlighter, and I've already shown you obviously the Topazimate that I do use on my cheeks, but I'm going to use this one. So this is a highlighter called Quartz Kiss. As we can see, can we see this here? The goldy shimmery tone. Absolutely love it. So this, I'm going to dab this, okay, using my fingers. I use fingers a lot when I do makeup. I use them a hell of a lot. I just find that, you know, you don't have to be as careful as you think you are, as you think you need to be. So all I've done here is put a little bit of highlighter, and then I am blending it in. This has got a gorgeous kind of shimmer, so when it hits that light, it will pick up them highlighted areas. Now, when you're using highlighter, the main areas are the cheekbone, okay? So we highlight these cheekbone areas. If you are wanting to create more of a point to the nose, then you've got your nose, okay? So a little bit of highlight whizzing down the nose area. Obviously don't overdo it, these products go so far. So a little bit of highlight going down the nose, and also the temples are a good area to put a little bit of highlight as well, okay? It's something that you don't want all over. That would be your bronzers that you would have all over. And then that's it. That is a more evening eye look. And it is so easy to use, and all you need is, you know, we use 3 to 4 colours, okay? We used
the little bit of white and the black in one duo, then the cream and the beige, and added more of the eyeliner. Blended that all in, and we could always go over with another coat of mascara to get more thickening in there as well. But you can use your cheats, use your tissue, make it easy for you. If you don't want to look as glam as that, then get rid of the black and just use that tissue cheat with your brown to get that intensity in the socket and to get this lift on the side. So that's it. You now know how to do an eye look, a really gorgeous evening eye look with ease by doing a few little cheats along the way. But you might be thinking, right, this all sounds great, but the amount of products you've used, I don't think I've got enough space to have all those products in my drawer, and I want ease, I want versatility, okay? Therefore, this next lesson, we're gonna go into how versatile mineral makeup can be, how versatile your Beaumont makeup bag can be. So I'm going to be showing you a few little cheats. I'm going to be showing you how certain products can be used for multiple uses. So I can't wait to see you in the next lesson. So I'll see you there, guys. Thank you. So welcome to the last lesson. This is the last lesson in the series. So this is all about troubleshooting and advanced techniques to either tailor and suit individual skin complaints or individual tastes, as well as understanding how versatile these cosmetics can be. Now, when you are choosing toxin-free, natural products, you can be versatile because there's no added toxins or nasties in there. You can use these products on different areas and it doesn't matter. So this is why a range like Beaumont, you could have a couple of staple products and use them on different areas, and that's okay, that is fine for your skin. So first I want to talk about the main thing people might be thinking to themselves right now is the different types of skin types. So if you are watching this and you have got oily skin, you have very wet skin, so you know, menopausal sweats come through, or you have extremely dry skin and you find that you are using these foundations, these shop bought silky foundations jam-packed with toxins because you've got so many dry patches. I want to teach you on how you can slowly get into minerals and improving your skin and take that transition, because it is not easy, okay? It's not easy changing makeup anyway. You know, women are set in stone when it comes to their cosmetics. So for instance, if you have got extremely oily skin, and you find that your makeup is constantly coming off throughout the day and you need that mattifying, we've already discussed that you would use a mattifying finishing powder to seal that foundation or that base in, yeah? But if your skin is extremely oily and this isn't enough, then you can actually layer it up. So you can actually put your mattifying powder on the face all over, then you would put your foundation, your blushes, your bronzers, and then you would seal with a mattifier afterwards. Once you've done this and then your skin is not using any toxins at all, no concealers, no toxins and parabens on the skin, your skin will start to improve and you will find your oil production will slow down because you are not dehydrating your skin. The moment you start dehydrating your skin with all the toxins, your skin's going to produce more oil to actually try and hydrate. So that transition period will be difficult, but once you transition and stick to it, you will find once you get to past the first skin cycle, which is normally for about 4 weeks, your skin will be improving, yeah? And you won't find these spots and these oily areas that you have, they won't linger as long as they used to. So it is really important to make sure that you are transitioning, but when you are transitioning, you are basically removing any of these toxin-based ingredients because you want to go purely toxin-free and natural when it comes to what is going on your skin. Now, the complete opposite end of the scale, you've got very dry patches. I dealt with a lady once who had extremely dry patches around the eye area, and she tried minerals. She used a mineral foundation that she bought, she was recommended, but what it did, it stuck to the dryness. And a lot of people think powder, it will stick to that dryness. It is incorrect because it's It's the ingredients that make the product dry in, not the actual formation, not whether it's a powder or the liquid. But initially it is quite difficult to make that transition because superficially she wanted this creamy concealer on there to help even out these dry patches. So, but obviously adding that on is then going to be dehydrating the skin more, so she's never going to get rid of this dryness. So what we did in that case, and what I helped her with, is we layered up our finishing silk. So in these really dry areas, she applied with a small brush, something similar to this. Oh, no, here we go. Something similar to, not even that one, this brush. Something similar to this brush. Not sure it's focusing in. She used this in the dry area, so wherever her skin was really dry, she actually just put the finishing silk, which is the sheen silk finish, which is good for a normal or a dry skin. She applied this to the dry areas first, then she applied her foundation, her correctors, concealers, whatever she needed to apply, then she finished off with the finishing silk. Now, in the first few days, she did find it tough because she was used to the very thick, creamy concealers. But as her skin got used to being toxin-free and ridding her skin of these toxins, by the time she got to her 4 weeks, her dryness had gone. So this is a transition period that we have to make for a healthier skin. But those first couple of days, if you have got skin to the extreme, then it can be quite difficult. Now, I want to touch on the versatility of mineral makeup and the versatility of Beaumont, my range. What you need to understand is because everything is toxin free and natural and good for the skin, you can use anything wherever you want. I've already shown some of this in the makeup tutorial earlier, but I'd like just to bring attention to my lip colour and my cheek colour. My lip colour is a liquid lipstick from the range, but I wanted a slight pinky tone on my cheeks. So I've used my lip colour on my cheek area and dabbed it round with my finger. And it is perfectly safe for the skin because it is toxin free. So if you have a shade, you have a product which is like Beaumont, it's toxin free, or it is Beaumont, and you want that shade in a different area other than what it is actually, what it says on the tin, you can be versatile with it. One of my massive favourites, which I did touch on earlier, is the eyeshadow. This eyeshadow here, this colour is called Topaz Shimmer, and this duo set is called Topazimite. Now this is my absolute all-time favourite as a cheek highlighter. And you can see here, if I was to put this on here, can we see? Let me put it on my non-tattooed hand. There we go. Can we see this? Get rid of my face so it can focus in. There we go. So you can see that shimmer. That is an eyeshadow, and it's a gorgeous eyeshadow, but this on the cheekbones hits that light. So I find that I use, this is my holiday product. I take this away with my mascara, and that is all I need because I can use this in various areas. Now, same with the brow palette or your eyeliner palette. Even though it is a brow palette, it's a brown, excuse me, it's designed for eyebrows. What if you was to use a wet brush and apply it as an eyeliner? And you can do that. You can just wet your brush. I'm just wetting my brush down here to show you guys. Pick up some of your product. And then what we can do is we can sweep it over here. And we then get a softer liner if we like the brown. So just because it says brow palette, if you like the colour, change it up. One of my influencers did an amazing thing with a bronzer, and I really encourage people to try this with any natural bronzers that you may have. Now this is a shade called Copper Clay. This is a very bold bronzer. It's got a lot of shimmer to the product. It is very pigmented. Because it's pigmented, it does go really far. But if I apply this more densely to the skin, can you see here? That really nice bronze, yeah? Now what if we was to get a wet brush and pick some of the product up with a wet brush? This is just amazing. One of my influencers did this and it was absolutely phenomenal. And apply it with a wet brush. What would that give us? Well, that would give us a really high pigmented, gold, coppery bronze eyeshadow. Look at that. Simply stunning. So it is completely versatile, but then you apply with a big brush on the cheeks and you get a bronzer. So when I'm discussing all these products and you're sat there watching this thinking, right, great, I need to get Beaumont on board, I want all these products, that's amazing. However, you don't need to go mad. You can pick a colour palette that suits you. You can then be versatile with it. So the whole range, because it is toxin free, it's natural, vegan, cruelty free, it hits all the 4 boxes of clean beauty, you can then become versatile with the whole range. So let me know what products or what colours you like and what you would like to see Beaumont try out in different areas, and I will do that for you. Comment below. So that's it, guys. That is the end of the masterclass. I hope you've enjoyed it and I have loved spending this time with you. You have everything there. I have given you everything in this video and on your workbook for you to now create your own bespoke, customized makeup and cosmetic routine. This is all how to reduce the signs of aging with the right cosmetics. So you know what toxins to look out for, you know what you should be avoiding, you know what toxins are actually doing to your skin now and how we can be fast forwarding that aging process if we don't select the right products. You know how to quick reference and how to quickly check these ingredients label so you can make the right choices when you are searching online or you're in shops looking for new makeup. You know how to do a full makeup, how to do advanced looks, how to create evening eyes, and most importantly, how to actually make this individual to you and how you can be so versatile when it comes to natural toxin-free cosmetics. So it is all there for you to go away and start building your cosmetic bag. If you think, right, that's great, but you've taught me all of that, but can we just make this easier for me? I have created a bundle bespoke to people that have engaged and are watching my YouTube video. This bundle is worth over £145, but I'm giving it to you for £99, and the unique code that you will need for the website is in the description. You will get 6 shades sent out to you so you can pick the right shade for your skin. You will get your kabuki brush along to apply your foundation as well as your finishing powder, whether that is the mattifying one or the silk, depend on your skin type. You will also get your eyeshadow duo in Mika line, which is the soft cream and the medium brown tone, as well as a 3-piece brush set for you to apply your cosmetics and the mascara, which is suitable for the most sensitive of eyes. Now this is normally £145 and this is what it is priced at on my website, but because you spent the time with me today, you can use the unique discount code in the description and get this for just £99. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you want to know. I want to do more videos like this, so if there's anything that you want me to give back to you, or there's any things right now that you are struggling with when it comes to cosmetics or being cleaner or anti-aging, then comment, let me know, give me feedback, and I will create the content to suit you. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a gorgeous day. Bye for now.